Murder in Uyo. Who killed Hiny Umoren? This is a question, a big one at that. On Friday, April 29th, a 26-year-old lady set out around 1 p.m. to attend a job interview in Uyo, Akwa, Ibom State. Having recently completed her university program, despite losing both parents, that is to say, she is an orphan, she was looking for a way to support herself before being called up for National Youth Service Corps, which we call NYSC program in Nigeria. Okay, so instead of a job interview and hope for the future, however, she would actually encounter on that day would become one of the most shocking stories to ever emerge from Nigeria. Nigeria is in Africa, my people. Ibom Hiny Umoren became the subject of a desperate nationwide search led by Nigeria Twitter users after her friend Udwak put out an urgent appeal. She was eventually found, but unfortunately, my people, the worst had already happened, which is they don't delete them. This guy you are seeing on the screen deleted the late Hiny Umoren. Make una hear more still they come. Okay, so the police would later confirm that she was found deleted after being kawaching forcefully. That is, I don't want to use the word arrow. So she was kawashi by force. She was also deleted, and she was buried in a shallow grave. In the wake of a crowdsourced social media campaign which uncovered his identity, a primary suspect named Frank Udwak Akpan was also arrested. Can you imagine? Two of them are from the same place. So if you can do this to your own blood, when I say your own blood, it's not like you're the same bloodline, but you are still from the same place, then who can you not do it to? You can do it to an outsider if you can delete your own flesh and blood. What I mean by flesh and blood, somebody that is from your state, you are from the same state, even though you are not from the same parents. Abba. The heart of man, the Bible says, is really desperately wicked. Okay? So let me continue, my people. They say, beyond the whispers, however, there has been precious little to substantiate the idea that strangling up Frank Akpan alone will not represent any kind of justice for Hiny Umoren. So now so a bill, there are a lot of telephone calls between the time the girl left the house, according to her, that she's going for job interview, and the time she was deleted by this Akpan, Frank. Okay, so they say anyone who can get their hands on the call data from Frank Akpan's line would very quickly be able to establish whether he was in fact acting alone. My people, this is a question. Do you think somebody is behind Akpan because he's a serial killer? Oh my God, I don't want to use this word. He's a serial bad person that used to delete people's life like that. Okay, is he doing it for somebody, or is it for some group of persons, or is he doing it for pleasure, my people? So what is Akpan all about? Frank Akpan is being used to take the fall for much bigger fish involved in Hiny Umoren's murder. And why Frank Akpan is certainly the primary suspect was directly involved in the murder. There are other participants in the deletion or in the delete, anyhow I put them, still working free? Do you think so? Why the Akwa Ibom Police Command, they are still doing their investigation? Who is Frank Akpan? And people want to know who he be, apart from the primary suspects. What is he doing for a living? What are his agenda for him always disgwangwaring people, kawaching people and deleting them? Okay? And his phone numbers is online, which I don't want to put it here. The phone numbers that he used in communicating, and then because they have tried to track the phone numbers he communicated with, that's other people he was communicating with and all that, through caller tones. They tried, they checked, and it was still Ezike Akman that was on that caller tone. Shortly after finding himself under Eastern National scrutiny following Umoren's tweet, that is the friend of and this lady we are talking about that is late now. Akpan then attempts to throw the public off the scent with the Facebook post. Can you imagine? Udwok Frank Akpan, Ezike Akpan, they are the same person. So they said immediately he went to deactivate his Facebook profile, and then he just tried to hide himself. But how long can you run? How long, how well, and how far can you run? So that is how it is. So Akpan's crime scene, don't be small. They said the uncompleted building, dead bodies that they brought out there smelling. But they will really get to the bottom of this to know whether this guy is working by himself or is working for somebody or is a serial killer. So my people, aside the late Umoren that this guy contacted through the phone, traces of about 6 to 7 phone contacts were also traced by his phone. So putting the entire picture together, you will notice that it is a well-connected criminal gang in Akwa Ibom State. Okay, so it's not just like one person, whatever. It's something that they are doing maybe for business or something. Okay, there are about 6 phone contacts that they have tracked, and they discuss at length. Maybe they are telling him how to go about it. You understand? So that is how it is. So what do you think if Akpan won't talk? Do you think the persons that connive with him to do this deadly whatever on this late girl, do you think the person will talk? Because there are some names that they have been mentioned. They called one Godfrey Efyong as well. Okay, that this guy contacted him when they trace, and I think they also called one other lady's name as well, that they trace their phone communication. So was it as at that time the late lady was going to meet them for the interview that they communicated, or was it after the lady is already in his captivity that they called each other and they discussed? So that is to say, it might be not just only this guy. There might be people around, all right? Because Frank, according to the gist, they say Frank phone ring almost immediately at 4:34 p.m. with a particular number calling him, okay? And when he eventually picked, they discussed for about 4 minutes before that lady, the late lady, put a distress phone, a distress audio note to her friend to let her know where she is. And they also said that at 10:55 a.m., one Francisca called Frank. Okay, so the news is really complicated, my people. So let's just see how it will go, whether this is a serial killer or is working for some persons. So my people, if I may ask, what is unraveling the mystery of why Hiny Umoren had to be deleted? And how many more like her have been deleted in the past? And most importantly, who are the big fish behind the entire operation? Because things like this, most times, I don't just want to go foul. There are people, all these big bogons, them big top bogons, them. I believe you people know the people I am talking about. Most at times they are the ones behind all this. By the time they have paid all these people, all this one way hungry, they cash up and down, so give them small money, 500,000, 200,000 to go and look for human. They will just foolishly do because of the love of money. Lazy youth, as Buhari said. Okay, so my people, we are waiting to hear more of this, because I believe there are big fishes